Make yourself comfortable, settling into a position where your body can fully relax, and when you're ready, allow your eyes to gently close. Take a deep breath in, filling your lungs completely, and release, letting everything go. Another breath, drawing in the peace, breathing out tension. One more time, breathing in and out. Good. Now, imagine it's twilight, that magical time between day and night, when the world shifts from what it was to what it will be. You find yourself standing on a hillside, soft grass beneath your feet, a gentle breeze moving around you, carrying the scent of evening flowers. The sky above is deepening from blue to indigo, and as you watch, the first stars begin to appear, one by one, like lights being turned on in distant windows. And as you stand there, watching the stars emerge, you become aware of one star in particular. It's brighter than the others, and it seems to pulse, gently, rhythmically, almost like it's breathing, or like it's calling you. And something inside you responds to this call, a recognition, a knowing that this star has something to show you, something important. As you watch this star, you notice something extraordinary. A path is appearing on the ground before you, made of starlight, luminous and clear, leading from where you stand up the mountain toward the summit. And you know, somehow you just know that this path is yours, that it's been waiting for you, and that it's time to climb. So you take your first step onto this path of light, and as your foot touches it, you feel a tingling warmth, a sense of rightness, of coming home to something you'd forgotten. And you begin to walk, one step at a time, following this starlit path up the hillside toward the mountain above. And with each step, you feel yourself becoming more relaxed, more present, more ready. Each step takes you higher, and as you climb, you feel yourself letting go of the weight you've been carrying, of the questions that have been troubling you, of the uncertainty. Not abandoning these things, but creating space from them, gaining perspective. Walking, breathing, climbing, the starlit path illuminating your way. And you notice that with each step upward, your mind becomes a little clearer, a little quieter, a little more open. Like you're climbing above the fog of daily life, above the noise, into clarity. You continue climbing, and now the path leads you into a forest. But this is no ordinary forest. The trees here are ancient, enormous, and their leaves shimmer with starlight, as if each leaf holds a small star within it. You walk between these magnificent trees, feeling so small, yet so held, so supported, and as you pass each tree, you sense something. You sense that these trees hold wisdom, the wisdom of all who have climbed this path before you, all who have sought meaning, all who have asked the same questions you're asking. You're not the first to make this journey, and their wisdom is here, in these trees, in this forest, available to you. You pause for a moment and place your hand on the trunk of one of these ancient trees. And as you touch it, you feel understanding flowing into you. Understanding that life is longer than any single moment. That patterns take time to reveal themselves. That meaning isn't always immediate, but it's always there, being woven. You take a breath, thanking the tree, and you continue your climb. Higher now, emerging from the forest and onto an open slope. And you pause, looking back the way you came, down to where you started. From here you can see so much more. The hillside below, the valley beyond, the patchwork of fields and forests, the distant lights of towns and villages. And you realise this is what perspective feels like. From down there at ground level, everything feels so immediate, so urgent, so large. But from up here, you can see the bigger picture. You can see how things connect, how they flow into each other. The concerns that felt overwhelming from below, from here, they look smaller, not unimportant, but in proportion, part of something larger. You notice your daily worries. You can see them down there, like small objects far below. That anxiety about the future, that regret about the past, that feeling of being lost or directionless, they're still there. But from up here, you can see they're not the whole story, just one part, one piece of a much larger picture. And something in you relaxes, understanding that you don't have to be consumed by these things. You can hold them lightly, with perspective. The air up here is thinner, clearer, easier to breathe. Each breath feels crisp, clean, clarifying, and your mind matches this clarity, becoming still, spacious, ready to understand. You turn back to your path, the starlight glowing brighter now, leading you upward, and you continue to climb, higher and higher, your legs strong, your breathing steady, your heart open, climbing towards something important, something that's been waiting for you. And now, ahead of you, you see it, the summit, and upon it a structure, magnificent and ancient, an observatory built of stone and metal that seems to have fallen from the sky itself. Meteoric iron, crystallized starlight, materials not quite of this earth. The building is circular, with a great domed roof, and as you approach, you see that the dome is open to the heavens, revealing the night sky in all its glory. You reach the entrance, a tall archway carved with symbols you don't recognize, but somehow understand. Symbols of meaning, of purpose, of connection. And you step inside. The interior takes your breath away. The floor is smooth stone that reflects the starlight from above, making it seem like you're walking through space itself. Around the circular room are instruments, strange and beautiful, made of brass and crystal and light, measuring things you didn't know could be measured. There's an instrument that seems to weigh meaning itself, another that tracks the resonance of choices, another that measures the depth of moments. And in the centre of the room, illuminated by the starlight from above, is a loom. But this is no ordinary loom. It's enormous, made of what looks like solidified light, and on it threads, thousands, millions of luminous threads being woven into patterns, constellations being woven like tapestries, and you're drawn toward it, stepping closer and closer until you're standing before this cosmic loom, and you realise you're seeing creation itself, the weaving of meaning, the patterns of purpose being actively formed. I've been waiting for you, a voice, gentle, ancient, resonant. You turn, and there, stepping from the shadows between stars, is a being unlike any you've seen. Tall and graceful, their form seems to shift between solid and starlight. Their eyes hold galaxies. Their hands move with the sureness of someone who has woven worlds. This is the Star Weaver, and they're smiling at you with warmth, with recognition. Welcome, they say, their voice like cosmic wind. I've been weaving your constellation. Would you like to see it? You nod, unable to speak, filled with awe, with curiosity, with a strange sense of coming home. The Star Weaver gestures to the loom, and the threads shift, rearranging, until one pattern comes into focus, separate from the others. This, they say softly, is yours. And you see it, your life, woven in starlight. Each star in your constellation represents a moment, an experience, a choice. The brightest stars, you recognize them immediately. The moments of joy, of love, of deep connection. Times when you felt most alive, most yourself. That moment when you laughed so hard you cried. There, a brilliant star. That time you helped someone, expecting nothing in return. Another bright star. That moment of courage when you did the thing that scared you. A star blazing with light. And there are dimmer stars too, softer lights, and the Star Weaver touches them gently. These are the quiet moments, they explain, the rest, the preparation, the times between. They're just as necessary, just as important. Without the rest, the bright moments couldn't shine so clearly. You see these dimmer stars, moments of peace, of simple contentment, of gentle everyday living, and you understand they're beautiful too, in their own way. And then you notice the spaces between the stars, the darkness. Is that emptiness, you ask? And the Star Weaver smiles. Look closer, they say. You lean in and you see the darkness isn't empty, it's shimmering, vibrating with potential, with possibility. These are the becoming spaces, the Star Weaver explains. The times when you didn't know what you were becoming, when you felt lost, but you were actually transforming, preparing for the next bright moment. And you see it now, those times you felt lost, confused, directionless. They weren't wasted, they were necessary. They were the chrysalis, the space where change could happen. And the lines, the Star Weaver draws your attention to the threads connecting the stars. These are your choices, your relationships, the paths you've walked. And you see how one star connects to another, how that moment of courage led to that connection, how that time of rest prepared you for that breakthrough, how even the painful moment, the difficult stars, they connect to something beautiful. The pattern is intricate, complex, but it's not random. There's a design here, a coherence, a meaning. You've been creating this, the Star Weaver says gently, with every choice, every moment, every breath. You've been weaving meaning into your life. You've been creating your constellation. And something inside you, something that's been tight, anxious, uncertain, begins to relax, to release, because you can see it now. Your life has meaning, not because someone gave it to you, not because you found it somewhere, but because you've been creating it all along. Would you like to see some more? Star Weaver asks. You nod, and they wave their hand, and the view expands, and you gasp, because your constellation isn't alone. It's connected, woven together with countless other constellations, other patterns, other lives. The loom is infinite, holding billions of patterns, all interconnected, all affecting each other. You see, the Star Weaver says softly, you thought your life was separate, isolated, but look. They point to where your constellation intersects with others. This person, when you helped them, you lit one of their stars, which helped them light someone else's star, which rippled outward, touching thousands. And here, when you were struggling, when you felt like you were failing, this person's constellation, woven with yours, held you, kept you in the pattern. You are not alone. You have never been alone. You are part of a web, a cosmic tapestry, and every thread matters, including yours, especially yours. You feel tears forming in your eyes because you're seeing it, really seeing it. All those times you thought you didn't matter, all those moments you felt invisible, insignificant. You mattered. You were seen by the universe itself, by the pattern, by the weaving. Every moment of your life, every choice, every struggle, every joy, it all mattered. It all contributed. It all meant something. And now, the Star Weaver says, look here. They point to part of your constellation that's unfinished. Threads extending forward, stars not yet lit, possibilities shimmering. This is what's coming, they say, but you cannot see it clearly yet, and that's as it should be. But look, feel. You reach out tentatively and touch one of those unlit stars, and you feel something, a flash, a knowing. You don't see specific events, but you feel qualities, essences, joy coming deeper than you've known, purpose unfolding clearer than you've imagined, connection arriving richer than you've hoped, growth happening, taking further than you've dreamed. And you touch another thread, another unlit star, and you feel your own becoming, your own evolution, the version of you that's waiting, stronger, clearer, more fully yourself than ever. Not because you'll be perfect, but because you'll be integrated, whole, accepting of all your stars, bright and dim, all of your spaces, light and dark. You're heading somewhere beautiful, the Star Weaver tells you, and you hear the truth in their voice, feel it in your bones. You cannot see every step, and you don't need to. The pattern knows where it's going. Trust it. Trust yourself. trust the weaving, and something settles in you, a deep trust, a quiet knowing. Your life has meaning. Your life is going somewhere. Your life matters. Not someday, not when you achieve something, but now, always, inherently. The star weaver reaches into your constellation and draws out a single thread. It glows in their hand, pulsing with gentle light, luminous and warm. This is for you, they say, a thread from your own constellation to keep you connected, to remind you. They take your hand and wrap that cosmic thread around your finger, once, twice, 3 times, and as they do, the thread seems to sink into your skin, becoming part of you. You can feel it there, warm, tingling slightly, alive with purpose. Whenever you feel lost, the Star Weaver says, whenever you doubt, whenever you wonder if your life has meaning, touch this finger, notice this thread, and remember. Remember that you are woven into something vast and beautiful. Remember that every moment of your life is adding to your constellation. Remember that you matter deeply, profoundly, cosmically. You look at your hand, at the finger where the thread was wrapped, and though you can't see it anymore with your eyes, you can feel it, a gentle presence, a reminder, a connection. This is yours to keep, always. You look up at the Star Weaver, wanting to thank them, but they shake their head gently. Thank yourself, they say. You wove this pattern. You created this meaning. I only showed you what was already there. And they place a hand over their heart, honouring you, and you do the same, honouring yourself, honouring your pattern, honouring your constellation. It's time to return. You turn from the loom, from the Star Weaver, and walk back toward the entrance of the observatory. At the doorway you pause, looking back one more time, and the Star Weaver raises a hand in farewell. Your constellation is always here, they call, being woven, growing, evolving, and you can return any time you need to see it. You nod, understanding, and step out into the night. The starlit path is still there, leading back down the mountain, and you begin to descend. But everything looks different now. The path is not just light. You can see it's made of all your steps, all your choices, leading you here, leading you forward. You walk down through the forest of ancient trees, and now you can feel their approval, their recognition, welcoming you into the community of seekers, of weavers, of those who understand. Lower, past the point where you looked back, and now when you look at the valley below, at your daily life, you see it differently. That challenging job, you can see how it's teaching you, adding certain threads to your constellation. That relationship, whether it's easy or difficult, is weaving its pattern with yours. That dream you're afraid to pursue, you can see it now, one of your unlit stars, waiting for you to light it. Everything that felt random, chaotic, meaningless, you can see now how it fits, how it's all part of your pattern, your unique design. Even the painful things, the struggles, they're not mistakes. They're part of what makes your constellation yours, uniquely, beautifully yours. You reach the bottom of the path, returning to where you started, on the hillside at twilight. But you're not the same person who stood here before. You're carrying something now, the knowing, the perspective, the connection. You place your hand over your heart, feeling the cosmic thread woven into you, feeling your connection to the vast pattern, feeling your purpose, not as something to find, but as something you're actively creating every day, every moment. And now it's time to bring this knowing back with you into your life, into your world. Begin to bring your awareness back to the room where you're resting, still feeling peaceful, still connected, but beginning to return, becoming aware of your breath, your body, the surface beneath you. And as you return, you bring everything with you, the perspective, the meaning, the understanding. Your life has purpose, not someday, but now, always. You're part of something vast and beautiful, woven into the cosmic pattern, essential, meaningful, important. And when you're ready, only when you're ready, begin to move your fingers, your toes, gently, stretching softly if that feels good, taking your time, no rush. And when it feels right, you can open your eyes, returning fully, bringing your constellation with you. Welcome back. Remember, whenever you doubt, whenever you feel lost, touch that finger where the thread was wrapped and remember your constellation. Remember you are woven into meaning, always. Your life matters. You matter.